We are very excited about this new pivot table feature. This feature is available in the release 665. Let's go ahead and log into the DBHawk first. This feature is available with all major databases, including Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, Postgres, Redshift, and other databases. I'm going to show you this feature with the SQL Server database. So let's go ahead and log into the SQL Server database. And for this example, we will choose this customer purchases data. This is a consumer behavior shopping data. So the way it works, you can run the SQL query, and then to use the pivot table, first you need to create the data snippet. So we will create the SQL snippet, and we will give the name like shopping data snippet, and then you can choose the option to show the query. If you want, you can allow the end users to edit query also. And then when you create a snippet, eventually you can share this snippet with other users or your user groups. So I'm going to save this and then going to run the snippet. If you share the snippet with other users, then when they log in, they will see the snippet and they can run it. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it. So by default, it will load data up to 1,000 rows. And for the correct analysis, you need to use the larger data sets. So I'm going to load all records, and it says maximum rows 100,000. This limit is set by DBHawk administrator. Currently, you can set maximum 1 million rows. So I need to refresh the data, and then, better to open it in a full screen mode. So let's go ahead and open into the full screen mode. So there are a couple of things about this new feature, which is a pivot table feature. So first of all, we want to say we want to display the grand total, and you can change the way you want. And then also, usually you can use the classic form or compact form or flat form. Flat form is when you want to see all the data without any summarization. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So now let's say if we want to find out total number of items purchased by male and female. So what you can do is, you can go to the fields, and by default, it just selects the random things. What you can do is, so you can say item purchased, and here it's a count, and then you can have rows by gender. And once you apply that, then you will get the data. So basically it's saying that total number of items purchased by female is 1,248, and then by male is 2,652. And the grand total is 3,900. So that's one type. Now let's say, if you want to find out what kind of items and count of items they purchased, and let's say if you want to find out top 10 items by the count. So what we can do here is, we can go back here and then we can remove this. And then again, you want to know the items purchased, and then you want to find out number of count per item. So if we apply that, and then we can see this. Now let's say, if you want to see the top 10 items purchased. So what you can do is, you can click here, and then we can click on top 10. And then we make sure it's count of items, and then we click on this. And then, we want to make sure we remove this sorting, and then it should be top, and then apply. So you can see that. These are the top 10 items purchased. Let's say, if you want to do another analysis, where we want to see the number of items purchased by category. So again, same thing. You can go here, you can remove this, and then you can put the category here and count of items purchased. So now you can see all the categories and the number of count. And then similar way, you can do by locations and apply so you can see all the locations. Now, let's say you are interested in highlighting locations which are number of count is more than 80. So basically, if you want to apply that kind of formatting, let's say just above 90 if you want to apply that formatting. So you can just go here and you can say conditional formatting. You can say count of item purchased. And if it's greater than 90, then you want to highlight with that different background. And then you can also choose different color for the text. But we will just keep this as it is. Text color apply and apply. So you can highlight all those items which are above 90. And if you need to download this for further analysis, you can always download into Excel or other formats. So you can download in Excel and then you can also add like other things here. So you can get more. So for example, let's say I want to include the category. I also want to include the filter is gender. So then if I do apply, so each locations and it breaks into the category. And then let's say I am interested in knowing analysis only for the male. Then I can apply the male and it shows me this number. If I want to know only for female, then I can change the number, and if I want to see all together, I can. So there are endless possibilities. You can basically drag and drop things here, and you can do the live data analysis using this very exciting pivot table feature. Another thing is, by default, if you do not save, then it will just load the random snippet. But what you can do is, you can save this. So now it's going to save, and let's say if I close it, and if I come back and want to work on it where I left off. So then I can just run this, and now it will populate the data which I saved. So this is very useful. And then of course, I can export into Excel or any other format. And then once I do that, I can open those, exported data in Excel.